Science 305, here we are, Module 12, taking on the entrepreneurship project this week. We've worked through the foundational, the placement. Last week, last module was the research, and now we're at the entrepreneurship. I'm going to move pretty quickly here because otherwise it will take me a long time. I did this video once and it was 30 minutes and my recording system deleted it on me. So here we are doing take two, so hopefully it's better this time. Over here we have Breeding Livestock Project. This is going to be a two-part, 2 weeks worth of doing this. So you will turn in what you have this week, and then next week we'll build upon it as well. All right, let's get into AET, get into your account. We are going to create some new experiences. Pretty critical when we set these up. We are going to be setting up a breeding cattle project. This is going to be entrepreneurship now. Animal systems, beef is fine, head of commercial beef. But now, really the big part I need you to make sure you get these managers put in there correctly. Hit save. Add one more new one. This is going to be show steers of 2014. Entrepreneurship, animal systems. This time it's going to be show cattle. And I think on the last one I mismarked it was registered breeding cattle instead of commercial cattle. This one's going to be the market manager. Okay. Let me go back into that breeding one. Yep, I did. Let me get registered breeding cattle in there. Save. All right. So we've got our two projects set up. SAE plans. I've noticed in the last couple of modules there's a few of you that have not been completing those the SAE plans for each of those. Make sure you get those completed, please. All right, here we are. We want to go into the finances tab. These projects have what we call beginning values. So if you came into ag education yourself, you might say, well, hey, I was in 4-H, so I had some of my equipment already when I was in 4-H. We want to give you credit for that. So in the beginning values tab, we'll see actually 5 more tabs. The first one, beginning date. That's making sure that your ag classes are correct. If you need to change that, it'll be in the profile. Current projects. Let's take a look here. Current inventories. Okay, so what's the vendor? So it looks like we had Ben's Feed, and it was for our show steers project. Oh, sorry, breeding cattle project. And this was feed. $200 left over. And originally we had 600 pounds. All right, and we'll save and add a new line. And then I'm not going to do all these, but I do need to enter one of these steers for us so that we can create entries on it. And this is going to be inventory for resale. Remember, if we are buying a show animal to resell, we will need to do that. This is actually 2 head. Okay, so you'll see here we can actually put 2 space and then the unit, so 2 head. The space is actually really critical because it actually will do this for us in some respects. So save, add a new line. Let's go over to non-current. Okay, looks like we've got a cow in here already, so that's good. We'll leave that in there for that 114 cow. And then let's see here. So that's right down here. You'll see that, and then we also have that used stock trailer in there for 5,500. Okay, so we'll exit out of those. Let's go to liabilities. None. All right. Cash, we have 4,000 on hand. Click save. We are done with beginning values. Let's get down in here now. Before, we used to go in and do our entries in here in the SAE cash entries. Now, there's going to be an easier way to do all this, and we're going to use that market manager. Now, if you did not click on that when you set up your projects, these will not be there. So that is a critical part of that. All right. So market manager, let's click on that. And we'll actually see that our 2 show steers are populated for us. And so imagine that. We have them in there. And we have them already. It evened them out, $2,000 a piece, because we said we bought 2 of them at $4,000. Okay. So what do we need to do? Well, in the market manager, we can actually add cash expenses. So right up here, we can go new cash expense, and we can add an expense So we can buy some supplies. Looks like some wormer for $85. This looks very similar to what we did in our quail project. So nothing's really changed in that screen. Okay, so let's cancel that. It'll take us right back here to our Market Livestock Manager. One aspect, though, that let's talk about is non-cash exchange for labor. So did you work off your barn rent? Did you work off something? So let's look up here, and you'll see that there's new non-cash entry. And up here, what kind of an entry is it? If you remember from our financial discussion, receiving a gift was actually that contributed capital, right? And so that was the aspect that we worked with before. But this time, it's going to be an SAE labor exchange. Okay, so click on that. Click on the day that it happened. So it looks like 11/1/14. So November 1/14. Okay, which project is where we're working the income for? And this is going to be for our show steer. And so we're going to actually click on rent, and this will be barn rent. And up here in the value, it's going to be $100. All right, we'll hit save. All right, and that'll go into our non-cash exchange for labor. Now, let's. It looks like we went ahead and sold one of these market steers. And if I scroll over here, we can choose this animal right here and click sell. It's going to pop up this screen. It's going to say, so what day did you do it on? It looks like we did it on November 10th. And we sold it to Truck Guy. Okay. It was a cash market sale. You can also put in stock show sale. But we'll just use it as a cash sale for this time. Okay. This was $5,500, and that steer didn't say how much. Let's say 1,350 pounds. Save and return. Now when we come back to the screen, you'll see that this calf right here is sold. It's grayed out. We can't do any more entries for that calf. Okay. You'll go ahead and complete all those entries, and then here are the journals for that you'll do. And journaling is no different than the other projects, so take care of those. You'll also see that we have here a SAE portfolio. Make sure those images are uploaded. And then our annual review. Make sure you get this part in there. You can go ahead and use this line here as well. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and let's go down. It looks like we need to take a look at some of our breeding cattle. What's happened with our breeding animals. So let's come in here to finances. And you'll see we can open up our breeding herd manager. Okay. It looks like we have no animals that we can use. So what we need to go back and do, let's go back into our finances. Let's make sure why this cow didn't come in. We'll add a new cow. Oh, let's go back and do that. Let's add cow 114 again. For some reason, it's pulling up from when I did this experience before. So this is going to be a depreciable livestock item. Okay, if we buy a cow, we're going to depreciate it. If we raise a cow, it's going to be non-depreciable. Okay, and that goes back to that whole useful life aspect. Okay, so we'll hit save and add a line, and then we'll exit. And let's go into Breeding Herd Manager. And now we have this cow here available. It says, do you want to add this cow to a manager? And we absolutely do. So cow 114, is it a sire or is it a dam? Okay, little animal science terminology. This is going to be a dam. If it was bull 114, we'd add it to the sire side. But we're going to add one cow 114 to our dams. Make sure you get all of the cows listed up there into your example. I'm going through quickly and skimming over some of it. Now we can go in and click in manage our breeding animals. So here's our cow, or our breeding operation. And those expenses, we can go right in here to a new cash expense, just like it was for the market manager. And we can enter these different expenses. Okay, so we'll cancel out of that, and we're back to our breeding animal manager. Looks like on this cow-calf operation, it's spring calving time. So on April 1st, we had a bull calf on the ground. So let's go ahead and for cow 114, let's give her due respect for having this calf for us. Looks like we had this calf A114 on April 1st of 15, April Fool's calf. And our average birth weight was 55 pounds. And this was a male animal with type 1 in there. Yes, you might think, well, that's kind of funny. Why is it asking me that? Cattle only have usually one animal at a time. Yes, that is true, but there are situations of twins. But more so, this is also can be used for sheep, goats, pigs, you name it. So it's obviously those other animals that have bigger litters. And we can choose a sire, but hey, it looks like we were AI in this time, so we're actually going to type in this bull that we use, Big Daddy. And we'll select that cow that we used, 114. And then you can also add in any information here in that journal entry. Go ahead and click Save. And you'll say, well, what happened? Where's my animal, or where's my offspring? Well, you click here, Manage Offspring, and now we can see all the offspring out of our operation. Okay. So now we also want to look at what is going on here. So we're going to look at managing our information. So we can do a new herd entry. Okay, and we can say, well, let's go with weaning. What do we want to say about that weaning? Well, we can write in some information, and that's a good spot to enter information regarding A114, entering in that weaning weight. What date did the weaning happen, and so forth. Okay, this is a good way for you to keep track, or your students to keep track of all those different things that may happen in that project. But let's go here. Here's this A114 calf, and it looks like on September 15th, we actually sold that calf. If you scroll over here, you can actually see that we can sell that calf. So let's go up here, and looks like on what day? September 15th of 15. And who we sold it to? We sold it to the Thompsons. Okay, and it's going to be a cash market sale on this one, and we sold it for $1,250. And then let's go ahead and put in here, we sold it at weaning at 490 pounds. Save and return. Now you'll notice that that calf is grayed out again. That means we've finished that operation for that calf. That calf has been sold. Make sure you go in and finish these entries. This last calf is going to stay in our entries right now. We're actually going to use that last calf, A145, for the next module's assignment. Now, make sure you get these different journals included in this, and then your images as well, and your annual review. We're not quite done. We need to go down here, and it looks like we bought some new equipment. So we need to go up here to Finances, and we need to go into our Capital Item Manager. Looks like I have 2 cows in here. So it looks like I need to, I doubled up, and that was because I did this earlier today and did it again. So let's go ahead and we're going to delete this one cow out of here. Okay. And we're going to edit this one and delete this one so I can do it again for everyone. Okay. So what we had is we had a 2010 livestock trailer. Oh, I deleted the wrong one. Oh well. Anyways, we'll delete this too. Okay, so we've got the laptop that's still in there from our quail project. So this shows us all of our different capital items. But let's add a new one. So it says here we bought on, this is going to be machinery, and we bought this on 10/1/15. And this is going to be a 2010 livestock trailer. Put a little description in there. Okay. And it doesn't give us a vendor. We'll call it the Trailer Mart. Make one up for yourself. We bought one trailer. Our total acquisition cost was $2,500. Our salvage value is $1,500, and we're going to use a 10-year depreciation on this. We'll click save. Now this is going back to that laptop issue that we had. We need to go in here and actually assign our usages to these. Okay, so let's click on this livestock trailer. Once you get done and you have all your entries in here, some of these things will have multi-years. And so you'll need to evaluate and what percentage is going to go to each. If you have multi-years and multiple projects, please split it 75-25 here, as it says that it should be a higher percentage to breeding cattle. Okay, so 75-25. And then let's do the usage on the cow again. Although we're not going to split that cow between two different projects. She's going to be all in our breeding cattle project. So there she is. All right, now all that is taken care of. We do have a couple other items. Is enter other time invested in the record book. So let's take a look at this. Where would we do these other entries? So let's come up here and go into journal. And you'll notice that there are some other entries that we can put in here. So it says time invested in FFA competitions. Right here, time and competition activities. And you will go through and put in the information here that you had. This is a good way for students to keep track of different things that they do throughout their experience in Ag Ed. And this will be coming very handy when they're working on award applications and the Lone Star degree apps. The next one that we want to look at is a community service. So let's look at community service here. This is a double category. You can also get to any of it anytime from this. So add a journal activity. This is going to be community service. And it's going to say that we were working with a community food bank on Thanksgiving for 10 hours. So you put that information in there, add some pictures if you have it. And then you've also got one more community service project. Community service is important because that requirement exists for the Lone Star degree and the American degree. So keep track of that. All right. Now, to submit for this week, you'll need 2 reports. Okay, similar to the placement experience, you will go into single essay reports, but now you'll have both one for breeding cattle and you also have your show steers. Complete report, submit those to eCampus. As always, folks, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I would be happy to assist you via email, or if it's best to meet, we can meet and go over this stuff. We are on the home stretch, folks. Hang in there. Take care.